Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Hello.
Oh, welcome
Hello.
back. Welcome back. The magic is back.
Look at this. Episode 80 for Jerry Rice.
That was 800. Sorry. 8. Yeah,
The greatest wide receiver to ever play. Maybe the greatest football player to ever play.
I would say yes.
I mean,
I thought you were going to dedicate it to Alvin Harper there for a minute. But
you bastard. Today's the last episode of the David Doc. No. It is the David Doc Podcast, episode 80. I'm Dave.
And I am Doc.
All things David Doc, of course, on our website at DaveDoc080.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com. Thank you for, we are over halfway now to the silver dildo, or golden dildo. What is it you get from YouTube? What is it? I don't know what it is.
I don't think it's anything phallic like.
No?
I don't. I mean, I
want the golden dildo.
I don't think.
The golden
Isn't it like
dildo. It's like a plaque or something. It's a play button.
It's silver.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
think it's gold.
Yeah, so 52,000 subscribers.
Thank you all. That's even with a little hiatus. So that's
Well,
good.
yeah, we took a couple
As
months
opposed to
off.
a high anus.
which I have. Doc and I, we had to spend a month in jail, and then we had a month on probation, and now we're...
Them choir boy looks were getting you in trouble left and right, man.
Listen.
It was not good.
So,
and I just kept singing, "Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap." It was Irish Spring, too.
I drop it on purpose.
Oh. Dang.
We'll get to this, but I'm doing something different with my hair now, so we'll get to it.
I like it.
Well,
you got the smooth.
Well, you can't even. I mean, I guess we can just talk about it now because we're talking about it. But yeah, I decided to because for years I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Was just I just got out of bed and I just kind of did this.
Yeah, well, you got a well shaped head. You can do whatever you want. You know.
Oh, well, thank you.
I got dents in my head, and I mean, there's all kinds. It's like and I'm overdue for a haircut right now by 3 weeks, so it's getting a little shaggy. But I don't have the Vitello. If you know Coach Vitello, very successful coach of the Tennessee Volunteers, College World Series winning Coach Vitello. He has the waves in the back.
Yeah.
Well, my hair's too straight. I'm because if I could grow some hair like that, I still wouldn't be Tony Vitello.
I just don't have a lot of hair.
I still wouldn't be Tony Vitello.
I mean, shit, you're my doctor. Can't you fix that?
I mean, we could try to do something. I mean, stick a needle in your head. Well, we do some steroid injections.
When you say in my head, in
through
my skull?
No, in the scalp.
Well, I mean, I could deal with that. If it would regrow hair.
It might stimulate.
Okay.
It might not.
It might just hurt shit.
Oh, it's going to hurt. Oh, no, it's going to hurt.
Okay.
That's not going to feel good. Okay.
Yeah. No,
it's okay.
I get it.
Dave and Doc.
So anyway, we've been talking before the show. But we're happy to be back.
We are.
We did take a couple of months off.
We made it out of prison.
We're officially going to say this is season 2, just for you folks. So
get ready because that second season is going to be a long season.
Yes.
79 episodes deep.
Yes, 79 episodes and now 80.
Bam.
We were originally planning on this episode being at Doc's house at a pool party kind of thing, but Doc's got 9/11 going on at his house right now.
Man, so we're doing
that. We're going to push that out a little bit.
We're doing a little construction.
A little construction.
A little construction.
Seems like a lot.
You know how it is. You get into stuff when you're trying to do it. It's a little bit more than we thought it was going to be. My wife she just wants her sunroom. I'm like, if we could get a sunroom, this would be fantastic. But it's
right.
Yeah. So we're getting there. But it has delayed. Yes, because originally that was going to be the big moment. So we'll have to figure it out. Maybe show 100, except it'll probably be cold could be. We'll be out there in parkas.
That's okay.
Shaking, but it's okay.
I used to one of the coldest things that I ever did in my life is I did a high school football game on radio. and the windows were messed up. And instead of replacing the windows, they just left them open all the time, which meant in the middle of winter.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and we did a game there, and like it was probably 3 degrees outside, and we're all just inside freezing. So, yeah.
That's some hard stuff. Man.
Yeah. That's how tough I am, man.
You are.
That's how
no one rises to the occasion like Dave Man.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of rising anymore.
So speaking of man, stand up and let the man go through. I've got some deadbeat dad jokes. Why? Because that's just what the title is. They may not really be deadbeat, but it's okay. So
hang on a sec. Let me make sure this button works. Sorry, folks, it's been a minute. Yep. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. That was yeah. No. You got a pre the Dutch.
This is so bad. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
Why not?
It was too tired.
Well,
which reminds me, I heard you're riding without training wheels now. Great. Dave taught you, right? That's cool. He sounds like a great guy, that Dave. Listen, does Dave sleep over sometimes? Like you see him at breakfast? These are bad.
Yes.
What do you call a fish with 2 knees? This is good. A toonie fish.
What?
But seriously, I've been living on ramen and tuna for the past month, and I swear that if I had the money, I'd give it to you. But I don't. I just don't. And I'm also sorry I can't make it to your birthday party.
But
that makes no sense.
No, but it's a deadbeat dad.
The toonie fish. The toonie fish.
The deadbeat dad joke.
Yes.
Why's Dave staying over? He's here for breakfast. What's he doing to Mom?
Yeah, what's happening? Yes.
What's he doing?
Why did the Invisible Man turn down the job offer? He couldn't see himself doing it.
Well, he's a jackass. That's...
And you know what? There used to be lots of jobs I couldn't see myself doing either, but that was before I lost my house and my car and half my life savings, and then still had to scrounge up hundreds of bucks a month for the privilege of having someone else raise my kids. Now I work my butt off and still can't make ends meet. Blood from a turnip, man. These are wicked.
Some of this is true.
You want to hear a joke about construction?
Oh, yes. I would love to. Because
I'm still working on it.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And last but and last but not least, why can't you hear a pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Why's that?
Because the P is silent.
Well,
English. All kidding aside, though, I could have sworn you were in 4th grade. You're really in 5th. Jesus. Forgot what.
Oh, shit. That's terrible. Depending on the context, that's. Oh, man.
There you go. Deadbeat dad joke.
I love them.
Don't be a deadbeat dad, folks. Public safety announcement. Or public service announcement. Public safety, not really public safety. Public service announcement.
Yeah, don't be a deadbeat dad.
No. Cost you a fortune, and then you just look.
Be an indifferent dad.
You could do that.
That's the best thing.
You could do that, and that's a little bit safer.
That's the best thing to do.
When in doubt, just because if what happens is we know that we should just keep our mouth shut.
Yeah.
But at some point, that's just not.
No,
it's just not
work.
possible anymore. It's like I'm over this. So if we just did the STFU, it would all be good, but we don't do it.
Look at you.
We try. I'm very hip with the lingo.
I like it. That means shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. You weren't trying to say that, but I thought just for our folks that are listening.
But if we did right, this just to make sure in case you know. But if we did that, it would all be good. But we don't do that. Anyway.
So as I like to start,
welcome back.
As I like to start the show, as I used to have to do this on radio. I used to have to do the obituaries.
Did you really? Did we talk about that?
I don't know if we did or not. That was
we've ever talked about.
So
that.
One of my first jobs in radio was not just doing the obituaries, but like I worked like a late shift on Sunday night.
Did you play like the Undertaker music?
No, there was we did no music, but you had to do the obituaries. And one time,
oh my,
And so that was when you start out in radio, particularly if you start at a shit station like I did, the station where rock and roll lives, WRIC 100.7 FM.
Except you didn't play any music.
I did. No. We played all kinds of music.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Okay.
No. We were a radio station and we were a classic rock station, right? But we did obituaries. Which is...
I like it, I guess. I mean, you just try to make sure everybody knows who died.
It's stupid.
Who
shit.
died?
No one was listening to our station for obituaries.
Who died?
So one time... So I'm doing obituaries once. And...
Did you tell the little Johnny joke?
What's the little Johnny joke? I don't know the Johnny.
Little Johnny goes into school one day, and you had to talk about something that happened over the weekend, and he goes in, and I can't remember if he's in 4th or 5th grade. But he goes in, and the teacher asked him, Johnny, anything fun or exciting happened over the weekend? He said, well, I saw one dog run into another dog's ass. And the teacher, without misspeak, says, Johnny, the word is rectum. Rectum? Hell no, it killed them both.
Sorry. Hang on. I wasn't ready. So I'm reading this obituary, which was like, and again,
we just moved on.
I know we did, but so we had a fax machine that was one of those. It was a.
Did you play AC/DC when you used it?
Well, hang on.
Okay,
we'll get there.
We'll
get there.
And we didn't talk about this. This is not. This is.
Yeah. This is
okay.
Yeah. So
okay. This is good.
We had a thermal roll fax machine.
Oh,
so like the paper was like this shiny whatever paper, and like it was like thermal, right? So it would like burn.
Yes.
Imprint. So at night on Sunday night at like I don't know, you'd hear the fax machine going like at like 8-9 p.m. right?
Yeah.
And you'd hear it. Wow. Anyway, and like it was just, and you're like, oh God, what is it? And so some of the stuff was like stuff for like the morning crew and everything.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it was obituaries, and you're like, oh God. And so so some nights it was just one. You're like, oh, I can knock this out. This particular night was like 13.
Oh.
It wasn't that many. It was like 6.
And you read the whole obituary.
Yeah, you had to read the obituary as it was printed because the family puts this together.
Wow.
This one fucker.
Wow.
His family put in there because he loved to be on his CB radio, right? And the family put his CB handle was the Groovy Grubworm. Now, I'm trying to do this and be polite and humble because the person's deceased.
The guy died. Oh my.
So I'm trying to go through this. I'm like, his CB handle was the Groovy Grubworm. Let me tell you how many times I had to do that, folks, before I stopped laughing. It was about 19. I'm not kidding, because I couldn't get through it. Like, don't put that shit in an obituary. It's like, his penis size was 9.5 inches. I mean, how are you supposed to get through that without laughing? You know? Died tragically by being beheaded by a tractor trailer. His penis size was 10.5 inches.
Got invited to proms annually.
Yes. He didn't care if you were in 4th or 5th grade. He was there.
8 or 80, blind, crippled, or crazy.
But yeah, so I did obituaries.
That's so bad.
And so my buddy Rocky, who I ended up doing mornings with, he would play the obituaries, and every once in a while, after the obituaries were over, again, we were a classic rock station. After the obituaries were over, you go into like a liner, right? Or a bumper, right? It's like, you go to the station where rock and roll lives, WRIC, and he'd go right into Highway to Hell every once in a while. In fact, we shouldn't have been playing obituaries. We're fucking
how did I know that somehow you would work in AC/DC to some of that stuff?
It wasn't me, man. I didn't do it, but I was there.
But he did, because
it was absolutely hilarious.
I can totally see that.
It was hilarious.
Did you ever play Dirty Deeds? Like if there were some questionable circumstances?
He would play stuff. Yeah.
Dirty Deeds.
Yeah.
Done dirt cheap.
It's more than a feeling.
Oh my goodness.
Loving touching, squeezing another. Yeah. So.
Oh my goodness.
The obituaries, man, they're terrible.
That had to be
At a classic rock station.
And so they would pay for it to be read, like it like ad space type stuff.
Yeah.
Like on the radio?
Or
was it just understood that you were going to do that?
Yeah. No, it was just understood. So like the funeral home, Hearst Scott Funeral Home, as a matter of fact. Hello to Jeff Hearst. He's a UVA alum. Go Cavs, the Who's, all that stuff.
The Wahoos.
The Wahoos, but they even shortened that to the Who's. I don't understand it. Whatever.
It's a very good school. That's all I know.
It's a great school, but fuck them. Charlottesville is a piece of shit. So fuck yourself, Charlottesville.
I've never been to Charlottesville. So
Listen, everybody looks down on you. If you are not from Charlottesville and are not up someone's ass in Charlottesville, like
oh
yeah, like
you're exclusive.
You're not from Charlottesville, are you? Oh, well, you must get onto your knees to
celebrateth us
being indoctrinated into Charlottesville.
Well, there you go. Okay.
I'm sorry. But you're a doctor, so you'd be accepted there. I would not be accepted there because I'm a dumbass, so I don't know anything. But you're smart, so you would be accepted because you're a doctor. Well, it's a big medical school, right? I mean, like it's a big deal there. So there's a lot of this is my husband, Doctor whatever.
Dr. Love.
Does your
Dr. Obituary.
Is that how you right?
My name is Dr. Obituary.
Is that how Laura introduces you?
No.
This is Doctor, right?
No.
Because Lindsay wouldn't either.
No, there's none of that.
We
ain't got it on any IDs.
No, I mean why
nothing,
would you? Right?
Nothing.
I mean
it's not on anything.
I don't know. It's like it is funny when I use
only
your
on my Vistaprint. That's it.
It is funny when I use your first name when I come visit you though in the office.
Oh, they don't know how to take that.
No, they don't. They look at me like, what?
No, they're
really
like,
don't. Who are you here to see? And I tell them your first name. I don't know if we've said your first name, so I'm gonna not say your first name.
I don't think we have.
Jim. So I say I'm here to see Jim, and they're like, what? I'm like, no, I'm sorry. And so yeah,
it's okay.
I think we talked about this before, but I don't think your front desk likes me. I don't think they do.
I don't know that
I understand why, because a lot of people don't like me, and I understand it.
I don't know that it's you. I don't know that it's, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily know that that's unique.
Are they just shitty?
No.
They probably listen to this. This is great.
No, I don't even think they know. Because we've had some turnover, just because that's the way people.
Well, yeah,
retire and entertain. So, I mean, I don't think they necessarily know that we even do one. I do a podcast. So, no, I mean, I think it's hard nowadays just because people just don't seem as happy.
Yeah.
And so I think it's hard to,
because I'm a funny guy.
Yes, you are. But they don't know how to take you because they don't know you.
I guess that's true.
And some people come in and they'll use my first name and we don't have like the relationship that you and I have, and they're just like, that's pretty disrespectful. So they get a little aggravated. Because like I said, they don't know that we're friends and all the things.
Yeah.
So that's probably part of it because when somebody else shows up and it's clear, they don't like that. And so that's
why would they get offended though?
Well,
they didn't go to school.
They think that
are they an extension of you?
No. But they think. And a lot of the staff, not all the staff, but a lot of staff feels what they feel that because of the degree that we have, we should be referred to as doctor. Even if you use my first name, it should still have doctor in front of it. And
so I mean, Dr. Jim Smith.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That's kind of so. Like if you said Dr. Jim, they'd be cool with that. You know what I mean? Because I do have some people that they don't use my last name; they do refer to me as Doctor First Name. And that's fine. It doesn't really bother me because usually the people that call me by my first name, I mean, we know them. You know what I mean? It's
right.
And so it's one of those things, but they don't know that because I do have some people. There are a few they come in and they just won't reference, and so that just aggravates them. They're like, you should.
Oh,
they want it more as a respect thing, which I mean I appreciate that. That's nice of them.
Is it? Is it nice?
I mean, I don't think they should. I mean, like they shouldn't hold it against you like you broke the law. And I'm not out there. I should probably. I should probably sneak out there sometime and just see what happens when you do that, because I don't know, like.
Well, I say funny stuff too. Like one time they said they were asking me about like COVID symptoms.
The TV.
Right? Oh no, listen, they get me talking on the TV, they'll kick me out of there. But like they were asking me about COVID symptoms, right? Like,
yes.
if you had like a fever or whatever, and I said other than rectal bleeding, nothing. And they nothing.
No.
Like not even. I'm like, really? That's pretty funny.
No,
Come on,
no.
rectal bleeding.
No, they can't get it. No, they're not going to get there.
So
they're focused on do you?
I have blood dripping out of my penis right now. Like I'm wearing a diaper.
I'm having a bad day
right now.
I'm having a bad day. I'm just saying. Yeah,
I had a bad day. Blood's dripping out
my penis. Yeah, I mean that's bad.
of my baby's spout.
That's a bad day. That's a bad day. It is. It is. Cheers. Diet Dr. Pepper. Ice cold Dr. Pepper here.
This is not ice cold because it came out of my fucking refrigerator that doesn't work. $4,000.
And you bought it in November of last year, so you didn't even have it a year.
November 26th, yes.
Wow.
Because they asked me, they said, when I was talking to LG, they said,
Wow.
and again, couldn't have been nicer. I had to say.
So they had some good customer service go.
It couldn't have
that's
been nicer.
good.
She was like,
no, that's good.
and she was like, so how long have you had this unit? I said, I bought it in November of 26. She goes, what year? And I'm like, 2023. She goes, oh, we'll get somebody right out. And I'm like, thank you. Yes. It's not even a year old.
Yeah. I hadn't had it for a year. It's dead.
Here's the funny thing.
My monsters are cold. My lunch meat. My cheese. my cheese sandwich.
The refrigerator in the garage,
Yeah.
13, 14 years old, 15.
They don't make them like they used to.
Nope, won't die. Won't die. The deep freezer that I bought from Amazon
Yeah.
and paid like $300 for won't die.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No problems. The refrigerator I paid $4,000 for less than a year ago that does all this stuff, connects to my Wi-Fi, and performs fellatio on me. There's a hole in the back. I don't know if that's what it's for.
How's that feel? A little chilly? Not
Well,
anymore.
now that the fan is messed up, it's
moist?
a little.
Is it moist?
It's a little moist. Yeah, and cold. Well, it's lukewarm now. So.
I was saying, it ain't cold. I like to air it.
So I'm gonna have my lukewarm.
But they are coming to fix it.
They are coming to fix it on.
Good.
Fuck Monday. Yeah.
That's a pretty good turnaround too. That they're going to do that.
What is? But here's what's funny though is I said, they said, is it cooling? And I said, no, it's actually not.
It is not. That would
They
be
said,
why
okay.
I'm calling you, because it is a refrigerator.
And it's like because they were
it's hot.
It's like they were using that as a qualifying statement to like how fast they would or how they would expedite
Yes.
the situation. And I'm like,
Well, they have a cheat sheet.
Well, of course.
And it's check boxes. Yes, yes. Go.
and then they told me
A, go to B. B
she had
go
to tell me
C.
this whole thing about
Oh,
like
it's screwed up. Let's get you someone else.
she said it's all covered under warranty. She goes unless we can detect misuse. What she was reading off script, right? misuse. And I said, what would be? And I
Put
started
your dick in the back of it. That would be
again
considered misuse.
And again, I start laughing, and I'm like, "What would you consider misuse?" And she laughed, and she goes, "I don't know." And I said, "Like, we're not growing shit inside of it. Like, I mean, it's like, there's some leftovers there, but misuse of a refrigerator. Do not use this as a flotation device."
Wonder what? I don't know what that.
I don't know.
Misuse.
I don't know.
Unless you were shooting at it with a handgun or something.
So I am listening to the book Tommy Knockers from Stephen King right now, and there's a
Jimmy Smits was in the movie.
and there's a I haven't watched the movie.
Tommy Knockers.
But there's a scene where is the part of the book, a fucking scene. It's a book I'm listening to. It's not a scene.
I tripped you up.
I know, but like there's a part of the book where there's a refrigerator. No, it's not a refrigerator. What the hell's wrong with me? It's a Coke machine. Sorry, never mind. This makes no sense now. It's a Coke machine that comes alive and kills a guy, but because that happens all the time. So I thought that was a refrigerator for a second, but never mind.
Coke machine comes alive.
Yeah,
That's
about the same size. Refrigerator, Coke machine. It's about the same. But it comes alive. Speaking of alive and obituaries and death, we've had some celebrity deaths.
A lot of people have been dying.
Richard Simmons died.
Dropping like flies.
Richard Simmons, who dedicated his life to like getting people well,
being uplifting to people,
Yeah.
helping them to try to eat healthier, exercise.
and a lot of people made fun of him and stuff, and like
Yeah, but he didn't care. Well, he probably cared, but he didn't care because he kept doing what he was doing.
yeah, he walked off an interview one time at the Howard Stern show because he got upset because people were like joking with him and like calling him names and stuff.
Well, they weren't taking it serious.
Yeah, and like he left and he would never come back, and like Howard like actually walked out and was like, Richard, come on, like we're just joking around, man. Like
So he was a little
he got a little upset, but like he basically put himself in seclusion for years and then died from whatever he died from.
Well, they said that he had fallen, and so he had some head trauma, and I don't know if it was some heart stuff, but like he had fallen not too long before that, and I don't know if he had
he couldn't get up.
I don't know if he had a head bleed. No, he got up, but he still felt dizzy, and so I'm assuming he had a head bleed. He had an intracranial hemorrhage,
maybe,
and some other stuff going on, and that's what got him.
I don't know, but yeah, Richard Simmons, Dr. Ruth, she died.
Boy. She was a pistol.
One of the funniest things that I ever heard was Robin Williams making fun of Dr. Ruth, and he said, "Here's a little tiny, here's a little tiny lady talking about oral sex, and she doesn't even eat pork." And so,
oh my!
It was great.
Oh.
She thought it was funny too. But Dr. Ruth Westheimer, right?
But she was like 90s.
Yeah, she was super old. She's like 106 or something.
She lived for a long time. But yeah, she was a hoot, man. She just break it down, and be like, you put the penis in the mouth and you move back and forth.
Yes, this is how you do it.
This is.
I cannot demonstrate on pork because I do not eat that.
Your husband will be happy.
It is kosher.
Do it.
It is kosher.
That's it, man. I'm telling you. Let me see how old she was.
Shannon Doherty died.
Yeah, boy,
from
she had
breast cancer. She was like 60 or like 50.
She was in her 50s.
Yeah, in her 50s. From of course Beverly Hills 90210 and Playboy.
Yes,
that's what we all remember her from because that's all she ever did.
And Ruth was 96.
Holy shit! Wow,
that's impressive.
It is. Shannon Doherty, of course, like got kicked off of 90210. Because like,
did you used to watch that?
Oh yeah. Lindsay's watching it now.
Oh, it's a throwback.
There's 10 seasons of that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do they make 10 seasons? Well, I stopped watching after season 3
because it was kind of the first thing like that, and then they just let it keep going, because eventually the main people had all left because, of course, it was Luke Perry, Jason Priestley, Shannon Doherty, Jenny Garth, Ian Ziering.
Jenny Garth's hot.
Yeah, I kind of like. Yeah, I was. So I guess I was in middle school when it started.
I think I was in high school.
And then high school.
Yeah,
it was sometime in that. Yeah. So yeah, Jenny Garth. She was pretty tough.
Gabrielle
Carteris.
Aaron Spelling's kid. What was her name?
Tori.
Yeah.
Little freaky. Brian Austin Green.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Hey. Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Yeah, she came when they kicked Shannon Doherty off.
Yeah. Valerie was her. Did you know that Valerie was her name?
Valerie was her name, and nice. she nailed everybody.
She was not nice,
and she was a whore. This is why I liked her.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart died.
Yes,
which really sucked because I loved Bob Newhart. I loved his comedy. I loved how like he was very dry. But like he was in his 90s as well, I think. And Jack Russell, not the terrier, from Great White, also died.
Yes.
And then I didn't even put this on the list, but I think the lead singer of Firehouse.
Oh,
the lead singer of Firehouse died.
I don't think I knew that.
I hope I'm not wrong.
Let me look at that real quick.
Look that up and make sure he's just not sick. But I think he died. He was the lead singer of Firehouse, I think.
I'm looking it up.
Uh-oh. I hope I'm not wrong. If he's still with us, I'm sorry.
Died unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Back in April.
Yeah.
After suffering a heart attack. He was 64.
Was it back in April?
That's what it says.
Oh.
CJ Snare.
Yeah.
Well, you missed that one. Maybe you're thinking of somebody, but he did die.
No, yeah,
we had a show. We've had multiple shows.
I know. That's weird. Like maybe
You've been mourning.
Maybe I just didn't bring it. I have been mourning.
CJ Snare.
Baby, don't treat me bad.
That's right.
Aerosmith officially retired. The band retired.
Fractured his larynx.
Yeah, Steven Tyler. Yeah,
broke his throat.
Which sucks because he had a very unique voice that was very rock and roll / bluesy.
Yes.
And so that sucked to me. And again, that's why I'm wearing the Aerosmith shirt today, because I'm a big Aerosmith fan. I think I saw him in concert only once, maybe twice. But yeah. And I can tell you live, he sounded just like he did on the albums. The guy was amazing. I'm talking about him like he's dead. Steven Tyler's still alive. He's 76 and he's doing just fine outside of he can't sing anymore. But
because I mean that can be really bad. I mean you can start having air leak out places.
Aye.
So I mean it actually can be. I was looking up.
I'm leaking air.
He's 76. I mean anyway, yeah, he's 76. I was looking up how old he was.
Air leaking.
So I mean he's got to be really careful because that could have been really, really bad. I mean, and the other thing too, man, at 76, what are you doing?
No, I mean, just
let's go to the beach.
Right?
Let's go eat at Captain George's.
Of course, right. You and I were talking about
eating at some much nicer places than you and I will probably ever see.
Probably, but yeah, like this is.
But just hang out, man. Chill out.
And just so the wives know, Doc and I have decided like we're going to retire and do our own thing.
Yeah.
And then you are going to do your own thing.
We're just gonna hang out at the beach.
Yeah.
Have a nice, good, 4 foot apart from each other, so we're not too close.
Yeah.
And about every 20 minutes, as the waves crashing, we might say something, we might not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
And just hang out.
Yeah. Maybe not.
And that's okay.
I'm just going to stare at my dick. That's what I'm doing. Right. For the rest of my life, I'm just going to stare at my dick.
That's all right.
And talk to it.
Be like, what's up?
How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
how's it going? Sorry about no action. Sorry about no action.
Are you having?
Sorry about no action, buddy.
It's a hard day's night. Been working like a dog.
He's like nudging you, going, "What about that girl? She's 18."
Yeah, it's like that's not happening, man. No. Nope. They do make the blue pill for that, though.
Yeah, So I do want to talk about the Olympics a little bit. We're kind of all over
this, but that's okay. Well, we had a lot of stuff.
We're all over the place here, but the Olympics and specifically two things. Number one, I didn't watch them because I just didn't give a shit.
Really?
I don't know what it was.
I love the Olympics.
I usually do love the Olympics.
Interesting,
but it was just I don't know. Like it's just
you weren't feeling it.
Well, I mean, the opening ceremony, like basically just flipped a middle finger off to everybody. Like, unless you're, I don't know.
No, they did some questionable stuff.
That was weird as shit.
They did some questionable stuff. A lot of people talked about the interpretation of the Last Supper in particular.
Yeah, and they said it wasn't, and whatever.
And that's what they immediately said back. No, that's not was. I was like, boy, that sure did look like it. I don't know.
It's like in rehearsals, somebody would have said, "Hey, man,
this is too close for this."
I just thought it was weird. It was a bunch of like drag queens, right? That's what it was.
It
was drag queens.
It was just it was just different.
I mean, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I mean I think that's what they said. They said it's drag queens. So I was like, oh, right. Awesome, great, cool.
Yeah, I mean, they were just the whole thing, and like the masked torch bearer, and I mean, I guess that was to symbolize it can be anybody. Anybody can make a difference and do something.
Whatever, but it's not anybody. It's a fucking dude with a torch. It's like, dude, it's a fucking person with a torch.
Yeah,
I mean, it can be anybody. It sure can, but right now it's you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like anybody could do this. Listen, I'm not special. Listen, you buy some equipment and you could talk into a fucking microphone, put it on YouTube.
You can.
But right now it's me. It's me. Dr. Jim Smith, that's me. Forget what it says below where it says Dave.
That's Dave and Doc.
Hey, I just realized my little Memoji
has a little whoof.
Has a little thing in his hair like I do now.
It's going the same direction too.
What is? Look at that.
How about that?
I didn't even. Maybe that's where I got the inspiration.
So you didn't watch them, man? I loved them.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
My girls loved them. We had a big time, man.
I usually watch the Olympics and love it, but just like after the opening ceremony and everything,
I mean, we love the swimming, and the girls love the gymnastics, and of course track and field and basket. I didn't watch a ton of basketball. Now I did watch the gold medal game in basketball.
I didn't because those guys sucked.
Now
they suck dick. Listen, they're terrible. Listen, You cannot beat that dream team. You just can't beat it.
No, I agree. No, the original dream team. No. Don't get me wrong.
The dream team would have kicked the shit out of this.
And see, that's what these people don't realize. They think the game has evolved, and I'm like, yeah, but you never played against Magic Johnson, Larry Bird in their prime,
Michael Jordan,
and the most important thing about that is you fools never played against Michael Jordan in something that really mattered.
Yeah.
So shut up. Anthony Edwards, shut up. LeBron I mean, I did like Steph Curry going off and hitting those 4 threes at the end of the game. I mean, they needed that because
because they were going to lose.
Because they were going to lose. And that last one, I mean, that was complete muscle memory. He launched that thing like a rainbow, and he hit it. And he did the night. And I was like, that is night, because if you're hitting that, there's no way they're ever going to pull any closer because you're not going to miss. So that was pretty impressive to me. I will say he is, I have to say, probably from a pure shooting standpoint, I'll give it to him that he's probably the best pure shooter we've ever seen.
He is the best
but he is not the best ball player, and you'll never tell me different. I don't care. They've had all this mess recently about the different generations. You're not better than Michael Jordan.
No.
You're not better as a player than Bill Russell. Bill Russell was the ultimate winner, and he played excellent defense, excellent teammate, passer, and could score. It's just he didn't have to score 50 a game.
Yeah.
But you're never going to convince me. Magic Johnson, go ahead and try. He's 6'9" and he's a point guard.
Magic, Kareem, Byron Scott, who was amazing.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then those he wasn't even on the team.
Yeah.
So I mean, you had people like Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper could play some defense, and that was back when they let him play defense.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you would not score because Michael Cooper would come up in there and stop you. And so would Ron Harper. And so would Jordan. I mean, what they did to Kukoc in the Olympics was insane. Him and Pippen just abused him because they were mad.
Yeah.
Because Jerry Krause loved him. And they were like, that's fine. We got him. He didn't do squat the first game.
No, we're going to destroy him. Yeah.
So no.
Yeah,
There's
so I didn't watch any of the basketball because I
watched the gold medal game. And I was glad they won.
Because every night it was like they were winning by 2 points. I'm like, you guys suck dick. You're terrible.
And I will say that the international, I mean, they've come a long way. I mean, the international game and the different countries they do play better. But you also have to think about too, though, back in the original Dream Team, most of those players were playing overseas for those countries. Excuse me. And that's who they always played with.
Yeah.
You put the Dream Team together, a month before it happened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, swallowed my own spit the wrong way. It's bad. Shh.
Well,
and the other thing I think proves,
that's good to know.
The other thing that's this is bad. 2004.
Yeah.
We lost.
Yeah.
Because they didn't put the right team together, and you had Larry Brown as the coach. You can say whatever you want. Wrong. And then what'd they do, Dave? Who did they bring in? They brought in the great Mike Krzyzewski.
Yes, they did.
K.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the first thing they did was...
Well, he was an assistant on the Dream Team, right?
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, they put Jerry Colangelo in first, who used to be the owner of the Suns, as the person to do all this stuff together, to get the team and to get the... and they went to a different process for talent evaluation. And then he got former Olympians, coaches, pro players, college players, and got them together and got their input. So basically, he was having like town hall meetings, and he was listening to them.
Yeah.
And, it came down, and it's funny because Popovich ended up being the coach in 2021 anyway.
Yeah.
But what happened is it came down, they were like pro versus college, and one of the most significant things is the great Dean Smith says, they're in the meeting, excuse me, and he says there's only one college coach that could pull it off, and that's Coach K. And that was back when they were like the greatest rivals. But he knew it was about more because you had to get them to buy back in. You're playing for your country because that was what 2004 didn't have. It was just a bunch of individuals just thinking it's cool. And that's where it fell apart. And Larry Brown is not a better coach than Coach K. I don't care, and he's not a better coach than Dean Smith. He's not a better coach than Popovich. No, you're not. So anyway, that changed that narrative. But the original, going back because we're bouncing around, but the original Dream Team, nobody's beating them.
Mm-mm.
Charles Barkley played on two different ones, and he will tell you that 92 team. He's like, you're not beating them. You're not going to beat us. You're not going to beat us.
That was ridiculous.
Truth.
Like that team was, good Lord.
Yeah.
That team was, especially with, the whole thing about, that practice where it got really heated and like Jordan's side was down and Jordan got pissed off.
Yep.
And Jordan walked into the locker room, looked at Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and said, "There's a new sheriff in town." And Magic looked at Larry and he goes, "He ain't wrong."
Right. Yeah.
So,
because Magic made him mad because he was talking all that smack.
Yeah, he was.
And he said, and then he just went off.
Yeah.
He just went off.
It's like, you don't do that
and
to
see,
Michael.
And that's the thing, right? And that's the thing people can't understand. I mean, I know these guys can shoot and they can do this. And yeah, Curry's an excellent shooter. But
fuck them all, man.
But it's like Roy Williams, the great Carolina, Kansas coach. He said there's only one real guy in basketball that could ever turn it on and off, and that was Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan never turned it off.
Yeah.
And that's what people you can't understand that,
right?
Because I mean, it's almost superhuman. Of course, that's why that's why Reggie Miller. He stopped calling him Mike. He would call him Black Jesus or that Black Cat. He's like I stopped because he was talking smack to him after one of their early meetings, and he said he just went out and just blew us out. He said I stopped calling him Michael Jordan or anything after that. I called him the Black Cat or Black Jesus.
Yeah, right.
So anyway,
right.
Anyway,
yeah.
But I enjoyed it, man. I mean, again, the open ceremonies were weird, but it's pretty cool. But I could see how some people, you kind of get put out with some of that political statement stuff again.
Yeah.
And just a lot of the sensitivity that goes on. And it's like, is that really necessary?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I do love me some sports though. So
I do too. Yeah, I do too.
I do. So it was pretty cool. And like I said, it was fun because I could watch it with my girls and they would get excited, watching stuff. And they we're trying to, tell them that, this is where we live and this is our team that the whole nation cheers for. And so trying to just impart that, because it is important to realize this is who we are, as with as much division as there is right now in the country.
So you would say the Olympics are an important thing for every nation, right? And shouldn't be a mockery.
I mean, yes.
So let's talk about.
But they definitely, yes.
Let's talk about.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Let's talk about some breakdancing.
Oh my gosh!
Because
pew 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 pew. Man,
that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Because
listen, I remember
Ray Gunn from Australia.
I remember breakdancing when I was a kid, right? And I was watching. MTV did a thing one time. And they were showing these people breakdancing. Like, that was impressive. They're spinning on their heads and doing all this kind of stuff. I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, folks.
That's a hard thing. I mean, they claim it was legit.
It wasn't legit.
But I don't know. Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
You go. I'm kind of speechless.
It was just bullshit. I mean, listen, she
And moving on to the next topic.
No, and she got there.
2-word summary.
She got there. I think she completely faked her way there.
I mean, it's possible.
I think that, because apparently she has like a PhD in dance. Or
yeah, I mean,
something.
She teaches I guess the history of this stuff and a lot of things.
How do you have a PhD in dance? How do you have a PhD in anything artistic? I'm confused on how that is a thing. Like, how can you have a doctorate? And I don't understand that, but that's a different
It's kind of one of those.
conversation.
I guess you still put it into you can have a Bachelor of Science,
Sure,
or you can have a Bachelor of Arts, and you can have a Master of Science, or you can have a Master of Arts. And so I guess it's the same thing. You can have a PhD.
it's just because you took some more classes.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean,
what else are you going to learn?
Maybe she wrote a dissertation on.
Let me tell you
On
this.
this one we call the kangaroo. Pew, 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 pew. I mean, I don't know. But I'm assuming.
But I mean, how do you? So again, the arts, okay? Like, what? Why do you need a college education for that? Like, isn't an artistic thing just expression? Like, if I painted myself purple and blue, which I do every once in a while because that's just what I do. Purple and blue.
You like to walk around eating a hot dog and cheese and walk around the neighborhood.
I like it, like running down my
purple and blue.
I'm purple and blue, and I've got a wiener in my mouth. Woo! But that's an artistic expression. You know what I don't need is $300,000 of debt to go to college for that. So I don't understand what you can do. Here's what I'm saying. Let's say you're an artist and you paint, right? Yeah, which I cannot do. Draw and paint.
Right. No,
right?
I can't either.
Lindsay is great at it, and I am not. She can draw anything. It's amazing.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
I just can't. But let's say you can do that, right? You generally can just do that. Like going to college to learn what Picasso did is a Google search away. I don't understand. So when someone has, and particularly in dance, I just feel like you can just do that. Now you can be trained to be better, and there's routines, and I understand that. There's muscle memory and all that stuff. But why you have to have a fucking doctorate for that? Are you kidding me?
I guess.
What the hell is wrong with people?
I guess it truly is. You need that if because the thought is, yes, these people teach, whether it's the history or moves or whatever, to teach at the collegiate level, at a certain collegiate level, you have to have a doctorate. So, I mean, some of these people, I guess they do it because they just want to be a teacher and they want to go to the highest level. And
you can also just open up your own studio. Again, right. I don't...
But some people aren't good like that. I mean, obviously she's not going to have a break dancing teaching studio because she was not, I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think you have to, I mean, some of the comments were just mean. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily have to get there with it, but I mean, clearly we made it in here, and you're not an elite break. Well, they just called it breaking. You're not an elite breaker. You know what I mean?
But I mean, what is that? Why? So okay, let's back up.
Back it up.
Why is that an Olympic sport to begin with?
I don't know.
That is fucking stupid.
I don't know.
That is fucking.
I guess it. I don't know.
Break dancing?
They're trying to bring some new things.
I mean, is broadcasting going to be one? Because I don't have a doctorate.
Doc, hanging out, gonna get that gold medal, or we're gonna pout. I mean, we could go for it. Of course, they might say we're like
dance like a kangaroo.
They might say we're like Ray Gun. They might be like, oh,
it's like, here's what I know: the other people doing what she was doing, which should not be an Olympic sport, and you don't need a doctorate for it, and that's fucking stupid. But the other people doing it looked a lot better than her. She didn't get a single point because she was fucking terrible.
I mean, it was bad.
She looked like a person having a seizure.
It was bad. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, it was bad.
The fish flop thing she did, and then the little kangaroo hops and stuff. It's like, what? And then she tells everybody it was serious, and she trained for months. And I'm like, if you train for months and that's what you produced,
this is probably not the avenue for you.
This is not the sport for you.
Probably not where you need to be.
I mean,
that's true. That's true.
She seems like a pleasant person, and I know she came out and she was like, I don't understand all the mean comments. I'm like, did you watch it?
I think the other problem with that is social media just allows that instantaneous fire back.
Yeah.
So I think it's more the problem with that's just where we are. And another thing too is people have just lost their minds. I mean, who cares? I'm like, she sucked. Okay.
Yeah.
Who cares? But I mean, golly, you're acting like she embezzled $1 billion and was hoeing around and beat up Bill Clinton or whatever. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was as if she really did something.
She's kind of attractive though.
Oh, Dave, you had to take it.
I'm just saying.
God.
Well, she is.
I don't know, man. It was they just.
When you call yourself Ray Gun, you're asking. Listen, I'm just saying.
When they came out with that, I was like, that is not what she calls herself. Oh, no, she does.
Yeah, I was like, listen, I just think sometimes you're asking for it, though, right?
No, I know. You can't.
You go to the Olympics and you call yourself Ray Gun, you dress like she dressed.
And then it's not serious.
And you're hopping around like a fucking kangaroo. I mean, it's what you're going to get.
It is Australia.
I know, but.
I come from a land down under, where the break dancers are full of thunder. I hop around like a kangaroo. Get beat up on social media too.
She flops like a fish, too. She's a fish flopper.
That's terrible.
I don't know what the hell that was. I actually thought she was having a seizure. I'm like, oh, shit, somebody rushed in there. Oh, that's her routine.
Fish flop. It's the fish flop.
Yeah, she's like... And then she does this thing with her, where she's like doing this thing with her. It's like, listen, folks, for you folks who've never seen me dance, that's it. That's it. That's what I would look like.
You just move side to side. You don't get out of your zone. You don't do anything.
You have to snap the fingers.
You don't make the pizza.
That's the white guy dance.
You don't do, just stay close. Just back and forth. Stay in your zone. Kevin James, Hitch. That's it. We don't need to make pizza the Q-tip.
Oh, that was that movie with that dipshit Will Smith, right?
Yeah, that was back before he was an idiot.
Yeah, screw him. I don't watch any of his crap anymore.
Yeah, he hurt himself a lot.
He can make 19 more Bad Boys, and he can suck a big one because I'm done.
Yeah,
with him.
He killed his career. He really did.
What a
over Jada Pinkett Smith,
who's banging other dudes.
Who's crazy.
It's like, oh gosh,
she's crazy.
Yeah,
let's get on to some other stuff. Let's get. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I can't. She's nuts.
She is crazy.
She's nuts, and she's obviously made him nuts. And then she's out there cheating on him, but they have an open marriage. And I'm like, what?
Here's a fan favorite, ESPN, because people love it when I start.
We've had a hiatus. It's been a minute since we've had the opportunity. Yeah, let's go there. Let's go there.
ESPN.
They had another round.
Yeah, so they started firing
firings.
People. And it's interesting. One of the people they fired was Sam Ponder.
Yes.
And again, I've met Sam Ponder when she was Samantha Steele. She went to Liberty University.
How about that name?
Yeah,
Samantha Steele.
Yeah. I met her there, and I'm like, whew, that girl's hot. I don't know what she's doing and where she's going in life, but holy crap, she's good looking. And so then she went to ESPN. She did college football for years, and then she got promoted eventually to Sunday NFL Countdown. And by the way, last year the ratings for NFL Countdown was amazing because I don't ever watch it, but other people do.
Are you a Fox or CBS guy?
I don't watch any pregame anymore.
You don't care. You just watch
I watch College Game Day on ESPN. Outside of that, I don't watch any pregame because I just don't give a shit what people think because. The people that'll
keep your blood pressure down for sure. Otherwise, you're just mad.
The people that are so-called experts, like our friends at ESPN, are generally dumbasses that don't know what the hell they're talking about and are just trying to get some clicks. But
it's definitely seemed to go on that way now.
But like Sam Ponder, outspoken Christian,
yes,
very outspoken about the trans community and the things that they're doing, and particularly trans. Hang on, am I saying this right? Trans women in women's sports. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Is that right? Oh, so somebody with a dick in women's sports. Okay. All right. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about the appendage? They have a dick and they're participating in women's sports or they want to. I don't know another way to say it. Like
penis.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So they have a penis, aka dick, in women's sports, right?
I was not prepared.
But that's what it is, right?
No, right? No,
you're showing up with a dick, and you're participating in women's sports.
Now, potentially, yes,
you could have it chopped off or whatever they do.
Yes,
they just chop it. It's like a chicken where they kill a chicken with it.
It's an amputation, yes, and then you can create.
Oh God!
Oh, I wasn't ready for this discussion today.
Well,
I didn't know that's where it was going. But anyway,
but she was very outspoken.
No, she was
very outspoken about it. She's like, no, there's a reason we have women's sports and men's sports.
You're ruining women's sports. By
yeah, and then mysteriously, Disney /ABC /ESPN lets her go because they're like, well, we're trying to cut because we can't. There's two problems with this. Number one, that's why they fired her. Let's just be honest. That's why they did, because they're a woke corporation and they fired her because of that. And number two, you know why you're losing money hand over fist, Disney? And you can't afford to pay people like Sam Ponder. You want to know why?
Because you've offended your main audience.
You've offended most of the world.
Yes.
particularly most of the United
we
States.
talked about this on the last.
We
podcast.
did.
We did. I mean,
and it's like that you've done it. You've fit like you're taking a small group of people that are very loud, that hold values
and catering everything.
Yeah, and hold values that most of the world and or country don't. Even if they say they do, they really don't. When it comes down to it, like people that are quiet about it, it's like, yeah, but if you get them in a corner,
right,
and you're like, hey,
well, I think not saying speaks volumes. It's the same thing. It's the same thing about,
of course it does,
because you can say, hey, I didn't lie. It's like, right, you didn't, but you didn't say anything.
Yeah, right.
You know, so
lying by omission, right?
Yeah,
like so.
Yeah. So, or avoidance, because conflict. I mean, avoidance is a manner and again, I don't to manage some of these things. Like, I'm just not going to say anything,
and I don't do it either. Like, I don't go out and like publicly say like what I believe one way or the other.
Right.
But I think that it speaks volumes because Disney is a completely woke corporation, and here's what I know: they're losing money hand over fist.
They really are.
And
they really are.
And then they start firing people at ESPN because they're losing money.
Yeah.
And they start targeting people, in my opinion, that have outspoken values, like Sam Ponder. And it's like, you can't tell me that was a coincidence. I mean, she's the host of
Sunday NFL Countdown.
Sunday NFL Countdown.
Which had excellent ratings.
ratings.
She's the host.
And she's the host. And like people like looking at her. Okay, let's be honest. She's on TV. She's good looking. And she's done a great job.
She's prepared.
She does a great job.
I mean, I think that's the thing, is she's prepared.
And her husband played for Florida State.
Well, speaking of Florida State, Dave,
we'll get there. Believe me. God. What a fucking train wreck that is. But yeah, so our friends at ESPN started firing people.
Here we go.
They fired RG3, which okay. I mean... Again,
but he kind of laughed about it. You know, that was the funny thing.
Yeah.
So he was almost like, forget them. I don't care. So I thought that was kind of telling that he didn't really put up. He was like, yeah. You got fired on your day off. And like he posted that Friday clip.
I know. And it's like, and again, like, which was a year after they fired Steve Young.
Right.
Susie Colbert.
Right.
They fired a ton of other people. Max Kellerman, which, I mean, people that had actual credentials and could actually speak, they got rid of. And then they're keeping people like Stephen A. Smith, that fuckstick. And I mean,
it's all for the clicks, baby.
It is. That's all it is. That's all it is, because like he just gets excited and upset about everything, and people love that.
And just goes on a rant.
Are you telling me Caitlin Clark? It's just, dude, nobody go to hell.
And he knows nothing about football.
No.
He knows nothing about baseball. He knows nothing about boxing or soccer or tennis or anything else. He knows some basketball, but he ain't nothing special when you put him up against some of these other guys that are, really...
He just speaks emphatically about things.
Yes, it's for the clicks. It's like you say, it's for the clicks.
It is. And it just drives me nuts. It's like, that's the guy you're going to pay.
Yeah.
That's where...
even Shannon Sharp. I mean, Shannon Sharp is a 3-time Super Bowl winning tight end, Hall of Famer. I mean, I like him.
Yeah.
And like he's got more legitimacy than Stephen A.
Yeah.
But it's just because he makes a big loud fuss.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's whatever.
I mean, they just, I mean, it's the,
Yeah. ESPN. Anyway, let's see. One more thing that I want to talk about before we get to football, because we'll get there in my depression. So I was thinking about this the other day.
You got the big red machine coming.
I know. I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm like, this is like, I'm going to stop thinking about it because I want to talk about it on the podcast. And I was thinking, because I was in a meeting at work, right? And like, and so think about this. So think about your job, and like, if you had an emergency meeting, right? Like if everybody had to get together, right? Like it's probably a pretty serious thing, right? It's a doctor's office, right?
Yes.
For me, having an emergency meeting is generally like when we're talking about a lot of money, right? Like
that makes
a lot of money, right?
Yes, that makes sense.
So I was thinking about, and I don't know, because this is just me, I was thinking about other companies and when they have an emergency meeting, like what that really means. And a company that came to mind, not a specific company, but companies that manufacture sex toys.
How did you go?
I don't know, but
how did we didn't even transition?
I know, but
What?
what's an emergency meeting like at a place that that sex toys, like battery acid leaking through the silicone? Like we got
I would say
a butt plug that expands.
I would
it
say
won't come out.
I would say anything stuck because that's happened.
Too much vibration.
I would say anything leaking.
Yeah. Before
I'm really trying to participate. I can't be serious. Oh my goodness.
what's an emergency meeting?
If it was like too much helicoptering on the stir it like coffee,
like
because you turn it up,
a device ran out of kerosene and it can't run anymore.
Something. I mean, I guess it's like, well, that's kind of like a weed eater.
I'm just thinking, it's like we have an emergency meeting today. Oh, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about dildos, and there's a problem with the dildos. Like they came off, they came off the line wrong, or like
the number 2 crank hole they've been making it oval instead of round. The number 2 crank tap, they messed up. They didn't fix the specs on the machine.
Under pressure, it dissolves,
coming out looking like a triangle. Looks like a Hershey Kiss.
That's not normal. Wait, what?
I mean, it could be.
But no, I was thinking about that. Like, what's an emergency meeting at a sex toy company? Like, what's the emergency? Like, hey guys, we didn't realize the butt plugs expand. So
Dave,
there's problems.
How in the world?
I don't know. This is just the shit that
we can never have another hiatus like this because I really
this
think
is the shit that I think about.
I think it messed your brain up.
Yeah, well, a lot of
I
things.
think it messed your brain, man.
But I mean, like, what? I mean, so like,
I named off what I got. I mean, I think
right?
I think any sort of manufacturer's error would definitely, because you could legitimately hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, but it was. I'm just thinking, like, what would?
Like I said, number 2 crank is coming out like a triangle.
It's
God.
The 9-inch line is coming off a little floppy.
God,
it's coming off a little floppy. Put them back.
Oh my!
We accidentally put cement in the mix. Uh-oh, it's a little rough on the edges. I don't know. Like, I just like, what would be the? I don't know why I thought about this.
The flesh bot. It's got a mind of its own. It's burning him.
The lube is accidentally acid. Like, what would? Problems at the sex toy factory. Anyway, no, that was just something I was thinking about the other day. Last thing before we get to football, is there's a great show on right now called Bad Monkey.
Man,
it's Vince Vaughn.
Man,
I'm not. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a terrible name for the show, but it's extremely good. Vince Vaughn is a detective that just got fired, and it's really good, by the way. So if you haven't watched it,
It's on Apple TV.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's not a Disney show, so it's worth watching.
Got it. Got it.
Fucking Disney.
It's interesting how Vince Vaughn has really had to try hard to kind of remake himself, because you can't be the 20-something fratty, cut up goofball forever.
Yeah. Well, in this show, he's a detective, but he's funny. Like he was in True Detective, like season 2 of True Detective,
yes.
And like he was a mafia guy, and like was actually really good in that role. But this one, he's more of the, he's a funny guy.
He looks healthier.
He does.
More recently.
He really does. He looks better. So
I think he's gotten healthier with some of this.
So
Bad Monkey.
Bad
Monkey.
Well, hear that? George Michael had a song, right? Monkey off. You get that?
That was Peter Gabriel.
No. That was.
And then Brass Monkey was the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, no, it was George Michael had.
George Michael?
Yeah, monkey. I'm a music guy, man. Listen,
I'm looking that up. I don't remember that. Wake Me Up Before You Go.
Well, that was Wham.
Yeah. George Michael, Monkey.
Wake me up before you blow.
Monkey. Here it is.
Yeah. Don't play it because we'll get sued by YouTube.
Says you better watch out. Baby, who's that? Don't look now. There's a monkey on your back. Watch out, baby.
Yeah.
Who's that? Don't look now. There's a monkey on your back. Monkey. Wow. Monkey.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's talk about football.
Andrew Ridgely had some good music too, outside of Wham, just so you know. So
Connoisseur.
look at me.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good.
I was a professional radio broadcaster. God bless them, they suck. They started the season ranked 10th.
No.
No.
Playoff for yo.
They started the season ranked 10th. And so I was watching the spring game, and I was telling Steven, I said, buddy, I don't know about DJ.
No.
Like in the spring game, he looked bad. Then I started watching practices, and I'm like, oh, he still looks bad.
Yeah.
And then in games, he looks worse.
Yeah.
He's slower than dirt.
Yes.
Everything he does is slow.
That's correct.
And again, this is
He had
why
a good season in the Pac-12 under that system.
Yeah.
Pac-12 doesn't play defense. And this is why Dabo Swinney said bye. For all the things
I was
going to
say that's
Dabo,
why they kicked him out.
That actually makes Dabo look like a genius, for all the other things that he's maybe not doing to help Clemson. He let him go because he knows he's sorry.
And I love me some Mike Norvell, but it's like, dude, it's time to pull him. It's time.
Man, he
looked bad in spring. He looked bad in practice.
He looks really bad.
And in 2 games.
And it's affecting the whole team. Now your D is not what it was last year either, so that doesn't help. But my gosh,
I think everybody's
serious folks.
But I think just everybody's slow because of him. Like, it's just the whole offense is slow.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to do something to try to give him a spark.
Like,
But, I mean, how much money did they pay him to come there?
I don't know, but...
Too much. That's what I know.
Probably, but...
He's awful.
He's terrible.
He's awful.
And God bless them. It's like, I love the fact that they're loyal to people and all that stuff, but buddy, you're awful. Like, he just needs to, like...
Well, I mean, people thought maybe, okay, you're in Ireland, you went and played Georgia Tech overseas.
Me too.
You're jet-lagged, weird stuff. Probably should have won that game.
Yes, probably should have.
But Boston College, you should not have won that game.
He missed 2 wide-open guys for a touchdown.
He did.
There was no reason that game should have... And again... He was just terrible.
Yeah, he's awful.
And it shows you how terrible they were because they went for it on 4th down in the middle of the field when they were down by like 6 points. There was no reason to go for it on 4th down. I think they did it because they're like, we can't win this game. We're going to have to do something. And that's, he off a back foot, sidearmed it down the field. Just, I don't know who he was throwing it at. The camera in the sky, I guess, and it got intercepted. But
I'm trying to make a play. I'm trying to throw him open.
And like people were chanting the backup's name, right? They're chanting, and like Norvell wouldn't do it. And it's like, I get that you don't want to like do what it just because the crowd.
Well, the same thing happened at Clemson. He was so terrible. I mean, they wanted him out, and that's why Dabo finally was like, "We're going to do something else." Now, Cade Klubnik is not really working out. No. So I mean, Georgia whooped them something awful.
Yeah, their offense might be worse than Florida State's, but
it's bad. It's bad.
I mean, at least Florida State scoring points, and we've been in both games.
Right? No, there was competing.
And we could have won both games, but holy crap, he's terrible. That first throw against Boston College was a simple slant, and he hit the guy in the head.
Yeah,
it's like and when people are catching deep balls from him, they're going to the ground to catch them.
Yeah.
Like, he's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
No, his progression's terrible. He's not quick. It's just bad.
And again, and what do you do? Like, I mean, as a coach, at some point, I can tell you this. If he was at Alabama when Saban was there, after 1 game, maybe 2, he would have been done. It's like, okay, we're finding somebody else. You're not the guy.
Yeah. And I think he's just kind of in this hard situation where they took him as a transfer, which was stupid. But they wanted that instead of the backup, because they didn't feel like he was ready. So you're trying to have almost like a gap year, and if it works out, then you're doing good. But no, it's not working out at all. He's terrible.
Yeah, I think
they're going to have to do something different.
I mean, the season's over, right? Well, and I mean, they could still go to a bowl and all that stuff, right? But I think like the idea now is like let's put Let's put Allen in.
Yeah.
And listen, just understand it's going to be.
There's some pride there that I hope that they have, because otherwise, man, I mean, they could just keep getting blown out and end up losing 10 games this season.
It could be really bad. Yeah.
So they've got. That's where you think you make the change, because you need to put somebody else in there.
Yeah.
It's bad.
So Florida State's terrible. Tennessee tonight they travel down south.
To Raleigh.
Southeast and
Raleigh.
And
playing NC State. I hate Dave Doran. You know, we tried to get him a couple times, and he just thinks his poo doesn't smell. So
it's true,
man. So I know we played the Mocs. Okay, I know we played UT Chattanooga, but Nico did seem to be on target with a lot of his throws, and I get it who you're throwing against. So we hadn't played a real defense. We're going to know more after tonight.
You'll know more, but not a lot more.
Because I hope we whoop that.
No. I think you're going to destroy them.
I hope so.
I just think but I don't think you're going to know it.
I think it's a big first game on the road for. I mean, and I know.
I think NC State's terrible. So.
I hope so.
But what I mean is after this, you're still not going to know how good your team is yet.
No, I think it will help to kind of if we assuming we win, if we can win. It's nice to get that first road win,
of course,
under your belt. It's like, okay, we went somewhere else. We kind of had to deal with all that. It's playing at night. Things are different, and we won it. And I know we beat Iowa, last year. And all the things, but I mean, they didn't have their team.
No,
they didn't. I mean, their whole team, decided to sit out basically. And our starting quarterback even sat. I mean, Milton sat out. So anyway, it is what it is. But I think we'll know more. I'm still our secondary. I think NC State's going to try to throw. We'll see what happens, because we should be able to do okay. But I mean, our secondary is still suspect. I hope we blow them out. I
think you will.
I think we can score more points than them for sure. I do believe that. But I hope it's a blowout and not something where we've underestimated them.
That's a weird game to schedule.
That almost makes you wonder if they did that because Doran's such a douche.
It could be.
Because I mean, literally spurned us twice in the hiring process. No joke. And he does. He's the kind of guy, he thinks his poo doesn't smell.
Maybe it doesn't.
And I bet it smells like C. diff. I don't like him.
Smells like sperm.
Oh, that's bad. Oh my. So I'm it's gonna be interesting to see. Well, like I said, if we can get a road win.
That smells familiar. We got to stop doing these hiatuses, man. This is what you get. You get a different day.
That brain is going to.
I know.
But I'm excited. I think, like I said, if we can just pummel them, that'll be really good. I'm a little worried about the secondary, just because.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, and I know they're going to try to throw. But I mean, we should beat them.
It shouldn't be close. It shouldn't be close.
I agree.
Now, if you were going to play Appalachia State,
yes.
And again, they're probably not as good as NC State, but if you're going to Boone to play Appalachia State, then I'd be like, you better y'all better be bringing it, because Appy State,
anything can happen,
because that team will fight to the bitter end.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But
it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I'm feeling good about it.
So let's get our predictions out of the way for the year. National championship in college football. Everybody's going to Oregon.
National championship in college
What say you? Because I have a different opinion than Oregon.
I don't think it's going to be Oregon.
Can I tell you who I think it's going to be?
You can go first. Yes,
I think Texas. I think it's the best team in the country.
We're
going to find out here in about 30 minutes, because they're playing Michigan at Michigan.
I think that's a big early test. I think
it's Florida State, isn't it? You think Florida State? No, I'm just joking.
As much as I would try to give you the benefit of the doubt,
they're terrible.
I don't think it's going to happen.
God, they're awful.
I really think. I don't know why I think this. I really think that
you can pick Tennessee.
What's that coming down the track? It's the Mean Machine in the red and black.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Go Go Dogs, sick 'em. Ooh.
And I hate Georgia, but I honestly think they were so mad last year.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they underachieved, but they were so mad. I honestly think they're going to get it.
It's like
it is not Oregon.
Here.
My Texas versus Georgia
in the national championship.
Okay, two SEC schools, and everybody's been out of shape.
Yeah,
everybody's been out of shape.
I mean, they go.
Everybody's been out of shape.
They go fuck themselves.
Everybody's been out of shape.
All whatever.
Everybody's been out of shape. And
first of all, Texas,
because I'm like, this is.
I understand Texas is an SEC school officially right now, but they're not.
But they're right.
But they're not.
That's what I think. That's what irritates me. I'm like, but it's not. It's it was a money grab. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So no, I think Georgia, Texas. I think everybody gets irritated because what I think you have happen is I think it ends up they play each other because they're in different conferences. They're in West and East. Well, they're not even doing that now.
Yeah.
So I think you have the two of them play each other. But they're both so good, obviously, because with the expansion, they're both going to make the playoff.
Yeah,
and then I think so I think Georgia wins out in the SEC champion. I think they go undefeated again. I really do.
I think it's pretty possible.
And I think that's Texas's only blemish is losing to them in the SEC championship game. But then Texas doesn't lose again. But I still think Georgia's going to get them.
Yeah, maybe
that's what I think. If not, I mean, Texas has they got a good probability.
Yeah.
I think they would be better served if they did lose a game just to wake them up.
Yeah.
So then they can just push forward for the rest of the year. So if they lose the SEC championship, I actually think that's better for them.
All right. So you got Georgia, I have Texas, but we have them both playing each other in the national championship. And I agree with that.
Oh yeah. I think there's. I mean, and again, this is why I love college football because stuff happens. But I mean, I just.
Oh yeah.
I don't see it going any other way. And then I think, I'll be interested to see kind of where Oregon ends up, but I don't know. I don't think they're as strong this year. And it's still and I know they've moved, all the things. I don't think so. I just think their style of ball, because here's the thing. So right now, you're looking at it's Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, Alabama, Notre Dame, Mississippi, Oregon, Penn State, Missouri, Michigan, Utah, Miami. I don't think Miami. Miami. I don't think they're as good.
They're going to win the ACC. They're going to be the.
Oh no, they'll win that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but again, I don't think so. I'll be interested to see what happens with Missouri. Of course, I don't like drink anyway, so I can't. But I think Oregon will get in there for the Final Four. I think people really lose their minds if you don't have an original Big Ten.
I think it might end up being like Bama, Georgia, Texas, and Oregon.
Well, see, that's
what I think. That's where the Final Four is going to be.
I think that's very reasonable, and that's honestly, I think that's what it'll be. But even though I say that, I'm gonna put Ohio State in there instead of Alabama for the Final Four, just because I think you need an original Big Ten in there, just so people don't lose their minds. Because if you have three,
with Ohio,
if you have, I hate Ohio State. If you have three SEC schools in there, people are going to say, "See, this is exactly why we didn't want to do this." Blah blah.
But it's a 12-team playoff, right? So like they have to earn their way in there to get.
I mean, right. So, I think it takes a lot of argument out of it for sure. But I just think
our Final Four is probably going to be Texas, Georgia, Alabama,
and Oregon.
Yeah,
I think that's very reasonable.
Because I don't think Ohio State is that good.
And again, he's on the hot seat.
Yeah,
at minimum, he's got to beat Michigan this year. How
much do you think he pays for Just for Men? Do you think it's a subscription? Like, I wonder how much that is. Maybe I should use that.
He pays a lot because that sucker is dark.
That is dark.
It is dark and coiffed. I'm like, good grief, man. I'm like, that's too much.
At least that's his only vice.
That is too much.
Where
will you think?
Well, what's his ass was
Urban.
Yeah,
he's up there letting people dance on
Urban's up there,
college girls
grinding on whores, and and his wife's like, oh, that wasn't anything. Oh, yeah, okay,
yeah, sure it wasn't.
And then he keeps retiring because of his health, and then like goes back and works for Fox or whoever. What a jackass! And people keep hiring him. It's like nobody cares what you think, dude. You're a jackass. All right, NFL. Who wins the Super Bowl? Man. And again, I know you're a Niners fan now.
I am.
Yeah.
You know, and I picked them last year.
You did, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And I was heartbroken because I just...
Believe me, I was very hard.
I think I don't.
Kansas City's trying to do a three-peat, which has never been done.
I don't think they're going to get it. I really don't.
I don't either. It's a problem because it's a problem. Nobody's ever done it because it's.
I really think that I think getting Stephon Diggs out of there was good for Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bills make it, but I don't think they're going to win it.
Yeah.
So I think it's the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons, but I just can't get away from it. I'm going to go with San Francisco again.
And the Niners win it this time.
I'm going with the Niners winning it.
And the Bills lose their fifth Super Bowl.
And the Bills lose their fifth Super Bowl because that's just the heartbreak they face.
I think the Niners would match up really well against the Bills. That would be a hard.
I think Buffalo is going to get over the hump this year because I think it's just too hard for the Chiefs. And the Chiefs look good against the Ravens. I mean, don't get me wrong, but Ravens definitely could have won that game.
Again, we're looking at two teams. That's their first game too, so we don't know. They both might suck.
Right.
We don't know. I don't.
Baltimore definitely had opportunities to win that game.
Yeah.
They just didn't, and that's kind of been the knock on them is you can't beat the Chiefs. You know.
And I can tell you right now, if the Chiefs can't cover tight ends, George Kittle is going to eat them alive in about 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So
So I think you're going to have. I think it's I think San Francisco breaks through. I think it's San Francisco and Buffalo, and San Francisco wins. And that's not just. I mean, because I have become a Niners fan. And I just believe. I believe in the system. I believe that they've definitely. Yeah.
As I always try to be honest in these things, I'm going to be honest. I think the Bills get there. I completely agree with you. I think Buffalo gets there, but I think it's a rematch. I think it's the third time they play each other in the Super Bowl, and I think it's the Cowboys.
Oh,
I think they get
there.
And I listen.
Oh,
you folks know me, and you know me.
Oh, wow,
you know
Dave.
how hard that is for me to. I'm a Niners fan, true, and I hope I'm wrong, like I was last year, because I didn't pick the Niners last year.
I know you didn't.
I think that the Cowboys.
Oh, wow.
Because I think that's gonna that organization's gonna implode if they don't get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I think it's just going to implode.
But that's why I don't think they're going to make it because I think it's just too much pressure.
It could be
year after year, and I don't think I have more faith in Brock Purdy than I do Dak Prescott.
I'm worried about the 49ers staying healthy.
Well,
the style that Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I mean, I'm not kidding. Like his offense, people don't understand this, but like it's down to the hash mark.
Right.
It's like this is where you put your right foot. And you block this way, and then you put your right foot there and run this. It is that specific, and it's very hard-nosed. It is very hard-nosed. And like Christian McCaffrey, he already has an Achilles strain now before game 1, which is Monday night.
Right.
Elijah Mitchell's out for the season. Trent Williams just showed up yesterday, basically.
Right.
Brandon Ayuk, fuck that guy. But whatever.
I wanted to ask
we
you
paid
about
him. If you know what, I would have said when he brought Jaden Daniels to a meeting, I would have said, "Let me tell you something. Y'all go in the back and fuck each other,
right?
And then fuck yourself.
This
right
guy
out
is
the
not
building."
on our team.
I would have said,
like, this guy's not on our team. What are you doing?
Y'all go fuck each other.
What are you doing?
And while you're fucking each other, fuck each other right out the door.
Yeah.
And fuck yourself.
I think they should let him go.
I would have walked him to the gate and said, "We'll see you."
Because now you got trouble with Debo because you've done that.
Either that, or I would have said, "I'm not paying you shit, and I'm not trading you because I don't have to. So you can quit and be unemployed, or you're going to sit the bench for a damn year."
Yeah.
You know what? Just out of spite.
Yeah, I don't.
If I was a billionaire, I'd be like, you know what, buddy? Listen, I'm going to teach you a life lesson here.
Right. Here we are.
Here's the life lesson. You're going to sit there and like watch everybody else play while you sit here and do nothing for a whole year. And I'm going to get a lot of shit for it, but I don't care because I'm a billionaire. So anyway,
I mean it's true. And
but we paid him and I picked him up in fantasy football. So Because I mean, he's going to get a lot of yards. And
I mean, he does produce, but the pain with all that, and like I said, you're bringing somebody else from.
I love Juwan
another
Jennings.
team.
I love Juwan Jennings.
If they win that game, Juwan Jennings is the MVP.
Oh, of course he is, 100%, because they played his balls off in that game.
Yeah, if they win, Juwan Jennings would have been the MVP.
And if Brandon Ayuk would have ran the right route, we probably would have won it anyway, because he was wide open, and Brock Purdy's like, "What are you doing,
Yeah,
dude?
yeah,
What like?"
And that's the other thing. I'm like, why would you pay him when he did that? And it's clearly obvious.
All right, so you got the Niners winning.
I got the Niners and the Bills. I think the Bills break through.
I've got the Cowboys beating the Bills for the third time.
Either way, I think Buffalo's losing.
27-28 and 59, I think is the Super Bowls that the Bills are going to lose. God bless them.
It just hurts.
But we'll see how our predictions go. You were right last year, so I mean,
except they didn't win.
Except they didn't win.
But I mean, sometimes you have to grow from the heartache. I still think the 20. Well, it was technically in 23, but I think when Purdy was hurt that first year, I think that was actually I think they definitely would have won had he been.
I think so too.
I think without a doubt.
I think so
So
too.
that was like the luckiest thing that could have ever happened for the Chiefs was that the Eagles made it.
Yeah.
And then it's just hard to kind of, but I think they learned from losing, and I think they'll come back. That's what I think. And I think Buffalo has just made such a push, and I do think trading Diggs, and he'll still be productive, but he's not that guy you need there on your team.
He's not. No, he's not. So I think
and they're all laughing about Josh Allen because they, stupid Mel Kiper. I just don't know. Wasn't it Kiper that was not? Or maybe Kiper was high on him. I don't remember.
know.
Somebody was really high on him, and somebody. I thought it was Kiper that was like.
Of the people at ESPN that I like, he's not one. As a matter of fact, there's very few people.
Do you like anybody at ESPN?
Yeah, so the College Game Day guys. I love Coach
Reese.
Corso. I like Reese. I like Dez, even though he hates Florida State and is always shitting on Florida State.
He is.
McAfee.
He does. Poop
Yeah, McAfee's fun. Herb Street. I mean, it's hard not to like Herbie.
I do like Herb.
And then of course Saban's there now too, and I've always been a Saban fan. But I love Coach Corso. Again, he played for Florida State, but I just love me some Coach Corso. But
How could you not?
Those guys just seem to love football.
They do.
It's almost like they would do it for free. They probably wouldn't, especially Desmond, because he's not talented anywhere else other than that show. Fuck him. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't like him. The rest of the guys I do.
That was a quick change.
But for the most part on ESPN, nah. I don't respect anybody there. They're just there for clickbait, and it's like, how can we and the whole Brandon Ayuk situation, I was hearing Adam Schefter talk about it, and he goes, "This is unprecedented." And I'm like, do you fuckers not remember when Emmitt Smith held out for 2 games in the regular season?
I know.
It's like, did you forget about that?
Right. This isn't unprecedented.
It's like, you fucking asshole. Just stop trying to make this.
Super Bowl winning Emmitt Smith, by the way.
Yes.
And
they held out. He held out for 2 games
Yes.
and then beat the brakes off the 49ers in the NFC Championship 38-20.
Yes.
And then went on to and kicked actually they were losing at halftime to the Bills, but then came back and won the game.
Yeah.
But because Thurman Thomas couldn't find his helmet. But they were winning at halftime. But then the Cowboys came back and won. But yeah, unprecedented. It happens all the time. You fucking asshole. It's like, just stop trying to everything doesn't have to be this. Oh my God! Oh, I've never seen anything like.
Right, I think that's key too.
Just report the sport, you dipshit.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing he's not a doctor or fucking a surgeon. He's not a fucking heart surgeon. He's not saving lives. Go fuck yourself, dude. He thinks he is so elite. He's got the scoop on everybody. Walks around with his 2 fucking cell phones. Fuck that guy. I don't like ESPN. Just so you know. I don't like ESPN. So much for going for an hour. Sorry, buddy.
It's all right, man. There's a lot
We
to get
tried.
through. We're all right. We're all right. We had to get through some stuff.
We did.
It's therapeutic, too, so that's a thing.
Yeah, I feel better now that I've yelled at ESPN.
Again. Actually, and it was more than once.
It was. You can always get me upset about ESPN. Episode 80, my man.
Jerry Rice, ADHD still intact.
That's right. Of the Dave and Doc podcast. Be sure to listen to us on YouTube, our website. Our website, you can find everything right there.
Subscribe button.
Please do. 52,000. I don't know what it is right now, but whatever.
52,000 strong and growing.
We're almost to that dildo, that golden dildo from YouTube.
That's all he cares
They'll
about.
have an emergency meeting about the golden dildo.
About the size and the cut.
All things are on our
Color,
website, though.
cut, clarity,
DaveandDoc.com. That's Dave and Doc.
and carrot.
.com. I want it shaped the right way.
4 C's.
All right, folks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
We'll
We're
see
back.
We'll see you.
We'll see you soon, folks.
Bye.
We're back. Have a good one. Bye.